Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another beer review. Today, guys, we are looking at the grandfather of them all, of the Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout. This, my friends, needs no introduction. This is Goose Island's Bourbon County Stout. This is the 2011 version, coming in at 14.5%. Last year's was 13.5, so I guess it wasn't big enough. Hey, let's boost it up a notch. But this is one of the classics. This is one of the most sought after bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout. There's not a lot of it out there this year. The demand's much higher this year because people hear about it, so they want to get a hold of it. So get it if you can. It's great for selling. This is a classic cellaring beer, classic example of an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. So with all that said, let me get into a glass so you guys know what it smells, tastes, and give you the verdict on Goose Island's Bourbon County Stout. All right, guys, so the appearance on the Bourbon County Stout. Well, it's one of the darkest beers I've ever seen. It's just black as night. You're not seeing any light through it. There was a slight, tiny head on this one, just dissipated super quick at 14.5%. I wouldn't expect it. There's a nice, decent amount of lacing on the side of the glass. Tons of alcohol feed, just alcohol coating this glass with a brown, translucent film. Oh, it's just a goddamn sexy looking Imperial Stout. Great stuff. All right, guys, see the aroma on the Bourbon County Stout. Huge bourbon notes, big vanilla. There's a big woody oakiness to it. Definitely getting the burn from the alcohol coming through. A slight touch of a really dark chocolate, espresso bean character coming through. A big sweetness, big kind of cloying sweetness, a honey or molasses type of sweetness coming through. It's just a biblically epic smelling beer, just a massive beer. All right, guys, so the taste on the Bourbon County Stout. Cheers. Right at the front of the tongue, there's a big shot of chocolate, a dark chocolate, a nice kind of cooking bitter chocolate in there. Blending with a lot of coconut in this one from the bourbon barrels. I'm getting vanilla, like a toasted coconut. I'm getting a nice woodiness in there. Middle of the mouth, this thing just coats your mouth like a sheet of oil or like a velvet blanket. I mean, it's just full of dark chocolate, coffee, roasted characters just sticking around in the mouth. Nice sweet finish on this one. Aftertaste, getting some of the sweetness. It's like a caramel, toffee sweetness in there. A slight cloying sweetness to it. More coffee, more of those big bourbon notes, vanilla. Just there's a touch of like a roasted, almost to the point of being a smokiness in the aftertaste. Definitely taste the alcohol in this one. Again, it is a sweet, kind of fusely alcohol. Definitely feel the burn in the alcohol, 14%. It's a big sipping beer, but wow, is it a nice beer. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Bourbon County Stout 2011 from Goose Island, 14.5%, extremely limited this year, so if you can get it, buy it up. Guys, I gotta give this one an A+. For me, this is one of the classic examples, like I said before, of an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. This is really the beer that set the bar and is still setting the bar. I honestly think this year's batch is better than the past two batches. Sure, it's hot, but I think last year's batch and the year before's batch was even more hot with alcohol burned in it. This one's balanced a lot more. There's a lot more coconut, that roasted coconut from the bourbon barrels. There's a lot more vanilla coming through in this one. And this beer is only, you know, about 6 months to a year old from the barrels. So it's a really nice drinking, well-balanced beer, but at the same time, kind of stand back because it's a mean son of a bitch of a beer. It burns, it's a sipper, and it means business. But if you can get, you know, if you're down with that business, it's an awesome beer. And I highly recommend it if you guys really want to try an Imperial Stout and you're kind of new to the craft beer scene and you want to try a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout. Go with this one. This hangs with the big boys, your Dark Lords and all those. So it's an awesome example of the style, and I highly recommend it, and definitely cellar these things. They make amazing cellar beers. So with that said, folks, remember life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.